How are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Hello and welcome to Glowmas! Woo! Hi. First of all, before we get into just kind of like general announcements and then we'll get into the content, candle of the day, champagne toast. You know I had to, this is hot, okay? You know I just started my favorite. God, shouldn't pick up candles. No, I just started my favorite, and that is Miss Champagne Toast. She's my absolute favorite candle. We needed to start on a positive note. We needed the sense of today to just really hit right for what we are embarking on this month, and that is 31 days of glow. If you are new to my channel and you've never been a part of Glowmas before and you're like, what is Hannah screaming about? I'm gonna let you know. So Glowmas is something that I have done every year for the past 4 years on my YouTube channel. It's basically where I post a video every single day for the month of December. So all 31 days of December, I will be posting a new main channel video on this channel. This year's Glowmas, there's a ton of makeup content, commentary style videos, deep dives, some funny videos thrown in the mix, like a lot of really fun content that I'm really excited for you guys to see. But not only will we be doing 31 days of glow over on this channel, my husband and I, this was his idea. We decided that we're gonna attempt to do daily vlogging. I make no promises about this. I did want to throw it out there because we're gonna be posting daily content over there, and that's gonna be kind of Charles's project for December. He's very excited about it. He's gotten very into editing. So if you want to go show him some love over on the Hannah Glow channel, you can do that. But on that channel, we'll be posting daily vlogs as well, hopefully. And also on my podcast channel that my husband and I have, we'll still be doing our weekly videos there, and also we'll have some bonus videos. So if you like me, it's gonna be a good month, and if you don't, sorry. Also, one more little announcement. This year, like usual, we have some amazing Glowmas merch. I'm very, very excited about this merch because it's my first drop with a new company that I'm working with. I have my own website. I got to take my own promo pictures. I was living my absolute catalog model dreams in these hoodies. What we have this year is red and black crew necks that have really fun, sort of almost like a kind of Christmas sweater vibe. And they say Merry Glowmas. We also have mugs and we have some stickers for you guys to check out. So if you're interested in repping some Glowmas holiday merch, I'll have that link down below, and I hope you love the promo pictures. They were super fun to make. And without further ado, I think that's everything, all my little housekeeping stuff. Yeah, let's jump into the video. Hi friends, Editing Me here, and today's video is brought to you by Casetify. So you guys know I've been using Casetify phone cases for a while now, and I thought I'd show you some of my favorite ones that I've been using lately. First, we have the collection that they did with Disney, which normally I'm not the biggest fan, but I absolutely love how this kind of just looks like old school, like when you would put stickers on your phone. Ariel is my favorite princess, obviously. So I got the Ariel one right here, super cute, and also one that I recently got that I've been loving, and this one I get a lot of compliments on, I think because it's very, it's very Pinteresty. This one just has the really pretty clouds with the clear acrylic case on it. And then finally, the one I've been using the most, you guys know I love Christmas. I had a really fun holiday drop that had all of these Christmas phone cases on them that are just super cool. Again, I love the vibe of like stickers on them. Something I love about Casetify is their Mission Zero project, which is basically where they're trying to make their phone cases as sustainable as possible. So not only are their impact and ultra impact cases drop test approved for up to 9.8 feet, which is nuts. I've been using these cases the last few months and I drop my phone constantly and never have my screen crack, which is insane for my life because normally my phones break constantly. But on top of that, they're also made of 65% recycled materials to try to reduce waste, which I personally love that. Also, they're compatible with 5G and wireless charging, which is amazing because normally I have to take off my phone case if I want to do wireless charging and it's a huge pain, but with these ones you can just put it right on, good to go. Come in a ton of different designs, so you can literally pick your favorite colors, patterns, prints, and you can also customize them. So I have a bunch that say like Smokey Glow, Hannah, there's endless options. And even with phone cases like this one, you can pick if you want it acrylic, if you want it to be more like an opaque color behind it, you can pick what you want for the siding color, so you can really customize every single case specifically for you. They also use 100% non-toxic and non-hazardous materials that have an antimicrobial coating, which helps kill about 99% of germs, which is amazing because as we all know, our phones can collect a lot of germs. If you are interested in trying a Casetify phone case, you can go to casetify.com/smokeyglow to get 15% off your order. Thank you so much to Casetify for sponsoring this video and also helping save one of my most valuable possessions, which is my phone. And let's jump into the video. So today's video is going to be an anti-haul. When I was thinking about what I wanted to do for day one of Glowmas, I kind of threw it back to last year. I feel like a holiday gift set anti-haul is like the perfect way to start off something like Glowmas. Around the holiday time, consumerism in general just ramps up. Not only are we buying gifts for other people, but there's a ton of sales this time of year, a ton of really good deals, tons of gift sets that come out from makeup companies that are very, very tempting to buy as an average person. So before I tell you all the things I loved this year and all the makeup I do think you should buy, I wanted to first make a video about holiday gift sets that I absolutely do not think are worth your money and I don't think you should buy. I do want to give a quick disclaimer because a lot of you made this point last year and I thought it was a really good point. When I made my video last year from the same perspective of like kind of roasting holiday gift sets, a lot of you guys made a really good point that a lot of holiday sort of collections serve as a good way to split up what is inside. So it serves as a really good way, like if you're doing stocking stuffers and you want to have a bunch of people have a bunch of lip glosses, or if you have like 5 friends that are going in with you on this like really expensive makeup, you can share it with them. I absolutely think that's a great idea, and I think anytime you're buying something like that, that's like a massive quantity of makeup to share, I think that's wonderful. However, I know for me personally, I have bought those gift sets with no intention of sharing, only with the intention of using them for myself. And so that's kind of the perspective I'm gonna be talking about this from, but I do wanna just say like pretty much everything I talk about, given with the disclaimer that like if you're buying it to share, that's dope. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this from like an individual consumer perspective, or from buying one of these sets for like a person in your life as just like one makeup set. So I did one of my favorite things, which is scrolling through the Sephora website just to see what they have. And I went to their specific gift set section and I saw some that were great. Like I saw some deals that I was like, wow, that's actually like a really good value, or that's a really good sort of collection of things to get and try out. And that's the thing. Sephora especially does have some really good holiday gift sets. Like I will stand by, I used to think they were dumb until I learned like what they really are. The perfume sampler sets that you can get at Sephora are a phenomenal deal. Like the fact that you get all of those samples and then you get a free voucher to redeem for any perfume that you want from that little set, I think that's wonderful. It exceeds its value most of the time and you get to try a bunch of different perfumes. Like I love stuff like that. However, some of the stuff that these brands put out, it's questionable. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. First on the docket, we have the Holy Sheets of, I'm sorry, I love that. Okay, I don't like this product and I am gonna be roasting it. However, Holy Sheet face mask set, that's hysterical. Like good on Sephora. Honestly, I would expect this from like Too Faced. Do they have a mask called Holy Sheet? I feel like they might. But anyway, this is like some Too Faced stuff that I actually liked from Too Faced when they did like kind of edgy, funny humor that wasn't too crazy. Holy Sheet is a very good name and I will give them that. I actually almost didn't put it on this list because the branding for this was so good, but I felt a need to share my reasonings for why I don't think you should buy this. Now this set has a ton of different masks. They have like clay masks that come in the packets, they have sheet masks, they have foot masks, peeling masks, hand masks. Like it seems like they have pretty much everything you could want for a face mask. My biggest reason that I would deter people from buying this is that the Sephora masks suck. They all suck. I've tried them all. They suck. The sheet masks feel like paper mache paper. Like it's such an uncomfortable feeling. And also, high key, I've used a couple of them and I don't have particularly sensitive skin, but one of them in particular, I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the lemon one, broke me out horribly, like gave me a horrible rash on my face. It started stinging about 2 seconds after I put it on. Would not recommend, especially because I don't have normally sensitive skin. So the fact that it made me break out makes me feel like if you do have really sensitive skin to products, that's gonna be a problem for you. But even if they didn't suck, like even if they were like a really good product and I thought they were worth that money, I will say about this set, I almost feel like it's one of those ones that doesn't fully make sense. I kind of wish they had made sets that were like $20 for like 10 just face masks that are like the sheet masks, or $10 for 10, you know, foot masks or things like that. Like the foot and hand set, or like just under eye gel set or something like that. Because what this is so many different types of masks. And I don't know about anyone else, but personally, I use one kind of mask. Like I use mostly sheet masks. I don't really like mud masks too much. I'm not a big fan of foot masks. I don't really like the way they make me feel. I'm not a big fan of hand masks or like under eye mask, things like that. I'm never really into those. I have my one kind of mask that I love, and it's a sheet mask. And so buying something that has this huge variety of different types of masks, oh my God, I'm saying masks way too much. Buying something that has such a wide variety of product in it that is so different and also is going to work differently every single time. Most people, you use a mask for a specific reason. There's like a reason that you want to use it. There's a sort of problem area that you're trying to address on your face. Having so many different things that are all very, very different isn't going to be super beneficial. And also mixing that type of stuff and constantly putting new product on your face like this just isn't great for your skin in general. If one of these did break you out like 2 days later, but you had used a sheet mask one night and then a few days later you used the mud mask, but then you broke out a few days after that, it's like, how do you know which one did it? Because you put so much new stuff on your face. This is one of the ones that I could legitimately see being good for like a stocking stuffer, like if you bought this pack and you split everything up for stockings. But at the same time, you could just go to Ulta and buy a few individual sheet masks or a few individual mud masks, and you're gonna pay less than $50, because this is $50 after tax. You're gonna pay less than $50 for those products, and then you're gonna have a little bit less quantity to give people, but it will actually make sense for the person you're giving it to, and isn't just gonna be one of those like throwaway gifts. I feel like a lot of times, I especially see this with stocking stuffers, people look at stocking stuffers as almost like throwaway gifts. Like they're just like, oh, I'll just throw it in their stocking. My mom does this all the time. She like sends me to Five and Below. Why are we putting this in there? But she just wants to like fill the stocking. And I feel like we need to have a little bit of a different perception about like money in that sense, because even though for $50 you're getting 20 sheet masks, that's still $2.50 a sheet mask. You're wasting $2.50 on a sheet mask that a person probably isn't going to want, or you're wasting $2.50 per sheet mask on a bunch of stuff where you're probably only gonna like half of the masks that you actually get. Probably only half of them are going to work for you. If they work at all, because like I said, the Sephora ones suck. So that's my opinion on that set. That's why I'm not going to be buying it, and I don't think you should either. Next, I've slandered this product so much, but I really feel the need to talk about this for a couple of reasons. This is the Sol de Janeiro Galaxy Gorgeous set. Now, number one, this body scrub is like the one thing that I'm interested in, because I've talked about this before. I don't like the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream. I got it for, I think I got it in Octoly. I think I got it in PR forever ago when I was a really small channel, and everybody had been raving about it, so I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna tighten my butt. It's gonna do all these cool things. It did none of those things, but it does smell amazing. It's basically just really overpriced, good smelling lotion. But this set has the Bum Bum Cream, the body wash, the body scrub, and the perfume. I wanted to say, I don't like the Bum Bum Cream. Even if you do, I still think this set is stupidly overpriced. It's $62 for a bunch of minis. The perfume leaked all over my bag, and also didn't have a lingering smell. I had it during this summer because I wanted to be able to like spray it on myself when I like went to the beach, and it just like smelled like a coconut basically. And it not only leaked all over my bag, but also the smell didn't have a lingering sense to it. It would last for like an hour, and then I just smelled like sweat again. I've never tried the body wash, so I don't really have any thoughts on that. I'm sure it's fine. But my particular gripe with this is, look at the size of the body scrub. I don't know about anybody else. I scoop a body scrub. If I'm gonna go in for my like 2 times weekly scrub, I'm gonna go into that body scrub. Like I'm digging my hand in and we're scooping out some product, because if you don't use enough body scrub, there's really not a point. Like you kind of have to use a decent amount to actually feel the exfoliating effects of it. If I am visualizing correctly what I think the size of this is, which I'm 99% sure that I am, this will last me 1 shower, like a shower and a half maybe if I used it sparingly. This is so little product for what the actual product is. Like for a body scrub, if anything, I think the one full size they should have put in here is the body scrub. That's the thing that people go through so quickly. You're not actually gonna get a good read on if this body scrub works for you after 1 shower usage. And I feel like that's the big point of minis like this, especially these sort of like skincare and body care type sets, is I feel like the main point is they want you to try the sample so you like the product so much that you buy the full size, or you buy like another mini, basically just so that you keep buying the set. But these all look so small that besides the perfume, I don't see any of these lasting super long and being able to actually use them so you can see any sort of results, or especially because with the Bum Bum cream in general, their whole thing is that it tightens your butt. You have to use it a lot before you're gonna see any of those effects. So I feel like selling such sort of small products when you're trying to get people to see lasting results or understand if they like a product is just kind of counterproductive, because you're not gonna see any results from this. You're maybe are gonna smell like a coconut a little bit, which is kind of fun, but overall for $62, you could just buy like the coconut perfume. What's the one? I think it's called Sugar Rush is the brand at Target. I'm pretty sure they have a coconut perfume. There's other ways to smell like coconut. Dove has a coconut body wash. Like, just go buy those. There is literally not a need in the world to buy overpriced body care minis. Like, there's just not. Okay, next. I want to talk about this from Tarte. I will say, Tarte always has 10 million holiday launches. They have different palettes for different stores. They have so many limited edition stuff that I literally can't even keep track of what they put out. Like, they are always putting out stuff. But to their credit, some of their launches this year actually looked pretty good. Like some of their holiday sets that they put together. They're kind of one of those brands, which a lot of brands do this, but they're definitely a really prominent one because they do this with like every product. They're one of those brands that put together a ton of different sets of sort of their most popular products and then sell them off. And I saw that they had this Best of Blush mini like Tarte set. It comes with 4 blushes and a highlighter. Number 1, the Tarte highlighter, I hate it. Personally, I hate it. I think it's so bad. I think the formula is genuinely very bad. It's chunky. It shows a ton of texture. I tried, I believe this exact one, it was Stunner, a few years ago, and I literally returned it. I don't return makeup often. I returned this highlighter because it was chunky, it was hyper powdery, and had this very weird finish to it that just made your skin look like you had put, I mean, you did put powder all over it, but you know what I mean? Like, it gave you that really weird over highlighted texture that I absolutely hated. But besides that, these blushes, let me tell you a quick story. Back in 2016, Sephora was doing their birthday gifts. One of the gift sets that you could choose from Sephora was a mini like Tarte, I think it was a lip paint, and you could also get a mini Tarte blush in Party. I got this set, and let me tell you, I panned that blush. It wasn't even panned, it was completely gone. I used that blush until it was completely gone. I used it every day. I think even in some of my first videos, you will see me using that blush because I loved that blush so much. I loved the formula. I loved the way that it looked on my cheeks. I loved the color. Like, everything about this blush was phenomenal, and I finished it quickly because it was a mini. So then when it was my mom's birthday, she also got that set and she gave it to me because she was like, I don't wear blush, like, you can have this. So I took that set and I started using it again, but at the time I was getting more into makeup, so I had more blushes to choose from, so I was using it less frequently. And I went to go use it one day, probably 4 months after getting it, and it was like a completely different blush. Like, it was dry, it was super hard to blend, it was hard to get any pigment off of it because it literally just dried out. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. And with the packaging of these blushes, it's not like with, you know, the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, you have to twist them super tight to make sure that they don't dry out. This packaging is not like that. All you can do is close the clasp and like say a prayer that it's not gonna dry out. So I was sad about that, but I was like, well, maybe I just got like a bum one because my other one was so good. So I went out and I bought a full size of Party, this blush from Tarte. And within 4 months, that blush was completely dried out, the full size. So the big reason I would caution people to get this is not because I don't think that the blush formula is beautiful. Like, their Amazonian Clay blush formula is 10 out of 10 for the first 4 months. But when you're buying 4 of these all at the same time, even though they are minis, you're not gonna go through all 4 of them fast enough so that they don't end up being dried out in a few months. And honestly, this is kind of a problem I see with Tarte kind of across the board. Like, the Tarte Lit and Bloom palette I had, that dried out after about a year, which I know that a lot of makeup companies have expiration dates, and obviously makeup expires. But I think that it's just kind of strange that I have products from like 2016 that have like technically expired that I still use, like, cause makeup's expensive. I'm not just gonna throw it away because it's like technically expired. As long as it doesn't smell bad and it still works, I'm not gonna throw it away. Tarte is one of those brands where if once you hit like the year mark or like the 8-month mark of all of their powder products that are specifically this type of powder product, they just all start working weird and drying out. And I feel like this is so many just pieces of makeup to add in your collection all at one time that you're never going to use up all of these before they go bad. And I would be livid if I paid $40 for 4 blushes and a highlighter that I don't like, but $40 for 4 blushes and 2 of them dried out completely before I even ever got the chance to fully use them. That's just my little rant against the Tarte blushes. I do love them though, it sucks. I wish they lasted longer because I would own literally all of them. Like when that formula works, it works. It just sucks that it goes bad so quickly. Okay, next. I've said it before and I'll say it again. These Sephora palettes are specifically made for people who have relatives or friends who are into makeup and they don't know what to buy them. That is like why these palettes are made. That's why they're priced the way that they're priced. Like that is why. This particular Sephora palette is called the Mini, which I have no idea why they called it a mini because it looks gargantuan. Maybe it just is really small pans, but that would be even more stupid. The Mini Holiday Vibes Blockbuster Makeup Palette. So, Sephora, okay, this is no shade to Sephora makeup because I actually think Sephora has some really good stuff. The Sephora brand, they have really good bronzers. I think they have really good blushes. I even like their eyeshadows. I've tried some of their eyeshadows. My gripe is that most of the time for their holiday palettes, and you can watch reviews on this. Personally, I've tried some of the holiday palettes. I can speak to this. Their eyeshadow formula in the holiday palettes is significantly less high quality than their normal eyeshadow palettes. They basically pull like a Too Faced and just start putting out these palettes that are random and hued and make them super affordable for like aunts who have like a niece that's into makeup and they want to buy them a gift. Like that is the reason for this. The fact that there are these like cream lip colors in the palette. So besides the fact that I doubt the formula is not great, powder is just gonna get all over those. It's not like they're in a different section. They're completely open to getting that face powder that's directly above them all over them. And also just the fact that these tiny little pans, which basically just look like, literally could be like 2 setting powders and a blush. Like I have no idea who that bronzer's for. I think that bronzer would even be too light for me personally. Like I have no idea who that's for. Same thing with the blush. The blush looks ridiculously pale. And also this very weird like non-holiday color story. I would so much rather Sephora put their effort into making like legitimately good, just like an eyeshadow palette or just like a really good face palette that was good quality and still affordable. People who are looking for something nice for their family members or friends. Like they could make cool stuff. They just choose to do these sort of weird Claire's makeup inspired cash grabs. It sucks. And even if you look at the color story of this is not, what is holiday about this? It's 2 rows of just pure, they almost all look white, like white pastels. Just because you've thrown a deep green into the palette doesn't make it a Christmas palette. Like nothing about this screams Christmas to me. If you're one of those people that's looking for something affordable to get your family members, go to Ulta and just ask them for like a face palette and an eyeshadow palette from the drugstore section. They can hook you up. Like Juvia's Place recently came out with these amazing blush duos. You can get that for like $12. You can get like an $8 eyeshadow palette from NYX and there's $20 and you have products that are actually going to work well and are going to be something good to give like a makeup lover in your life. Okay, next. Okay, look at me right now. Look at me in the eyes. We are not gonna buy things based on packaging this holiday season. You and me, pinky. We're gonna pinky right now. You and me, we are not going to buy things based on the packaging, no matter how hard it is this time of year, because the packaging, holiday packaging, it gets me so good. Like I almost bought this. Like full disclosure, I had to put in this video because I was gonna buy it and that would have been stupid. Benefit, goddamn Benefit. They made this freaking adorable little tin for all of their little holiday sets to come in. And I want to buy this just for the tin. Like, I just want this tin. That's all I want. It's this adorable little tin that looks like a little stocking. And there's little gingerbread man and like scissors and donuts and like, wait, why is that food themed at the bottom? What's happening at the bottom? Is that, oh, it's an elf hat. I thought that was pizza at the bottom. There was like a donut and I was like, is that pizza? It's an elf hat. Why is there a donut though? Oh, it's a Christmas cookie. I am not with it today. So anyway, super cute. I'm still confused about the scissors. Maybe for like cutting gifts. Anyway, they have these adorable tins. This is not the only one. They have these amazing tins that come with their brow products. I don't need any new brow products, frankly. I actually haven't really been using brow pencils at all lately. I lean way more towards like my brow pomades, not the ones from Benefit, like my brow pomades or my brow powders. That's kind of what I've been gravitating more towards. And also, I have one of these Benefit like brow things. Like I have one of these brow pencils. I don't need another one. I will say if you use these products and you're running low and you need like a backup or you just need the new product in general, like, okay, you can go for it. But the main reason I wanted to buy this is because I thought the packaging was so incredibly cute. And also for a price point of $24, you are getting 2 full-size products, which I don't think is a terrible value. I mean, the value was like $40, so it's not the best value, but it's also not terrible value. So I really wanted this for that stupid tin. I was imagining ways I could use it in my decor. You know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna go to Target and I'm gonna buy just like a non-Benefit branded cookie tin that's gonna cost me like $8, and I'm gonna just enjoy the beauty of that, okay? Don't buy stuff for the cute packaging. Don't buy stuff just because it's like adorable. And this time of year, everything is adorable. Everything is cute. All of the holiday makeup looks adorable. That's why rampant consumerism and capitalism absolutely thrives this time of year. Because there's something in a lot of us, myself included, that just scream when we see holiday. It's just like, oh my God, this is everything. This is adorable. This is such a vibe. Don't do it. This is one example, but just like, don't buy stuff. Really, really, you have to analyze with yourself, like, am I buying this purely because I think it's adorable? And if the answer is yes, don't buy it. I promise you'll regret it. I have bought stuff purely because I think it's adorable before, and I honestly, like 9 times out of 10, regret that decision. Speaking of just buying things for the packaging, Too Faced put out the same thing they put out every year. What is different about this than anything they've ever put out in the holiday season that is like of this type of like thing? Christmas in Paris. They do this every year. What's that TikTok? It's like, they do this every year. That's Too Faced. They constantly are putting out the same holiday palette. It is always terrible quality. You are only buying this for the packaging. And honestly, the packaging has just gotten less and less. I used to get it when you at least got, I didn't get it in the sense that like I bought it, but I understood why people liked it, especially people who had beauty rooms and they wanted to like display cute stuff. I used to understand it when they'd buy like these things because it comes in this big like hotel looking box and it was something you could use to display or something you could use to store things. And I was like, that is very cute. I appreciate that. But their quality and packaging even has gotten so bad in recent years. So I'm just a little confused about this one. I'm not gonna say much about this one because I feel like I roast the Too Faced holiday launches every year, but maybe if every year they did something kind of different, that could be fun. I don't know. Okay, next I wanna talk about the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz Holiday Vault Set. This is $125. The palette itself is $65. Where are they getting $60 for 3 brushes, a lipstick, and a makeup bag that is the most generic thing I've ever seen? Here's my problem with this. Number one, don't buy it. Like, you could buy the palette. I think the palette, I'm not getting it because I'm just like not at all drawn to that. And also her palettes, the Huda palettes, are starting to kind of run together in my brain. Like, I feel like ever since the nude palette came out, then there was like that space themed, then there was like the what even? Oh, the Naughty palette. They're all running together in my brain. Like, they all look very similar. They have a very similar color story. If you have one or two, you basically have all of them. So I'm not buying the palette anyway, but I understand why people do. I know people like Huda's formula, but oh my God, is this in particular. What's so interesting about this to me, especially the makeup bag, I wanna like zoom in on the makeup bag because it has like nothing. This looks exactly like the bag that Kylie Jenner tried to sell with Kylie's Skin. That was literally just like a pink bag with a clear top. You can buy the same bag on Etsy for like $10. If she had made it like a really nice sort of fabric material and it matched like the rose quartz palette, like it totally matched everything and it had that same sort of like really pinky quartz vibe all over it and it had like a really cool font on it and she had really gone all out with this makeup bag, I actually think I would have thought that that was cool. I probably wouldn't have bought it if I could only get it in a set, but I think that would have been cool. I love cool, pretty makeup bags. Like, I always think those are fun. However, this is just so basic and boring, and it's such a high premium for what it is. Like, same thing with the brushes. They're literally just these sort of like pink marbled brushes that are eyeshadow brushes that just have Huda Beauty stamped on them. You can get eyeshadow brushes from like Sigma has great ones that are super affordable. Elf has great ones. Makeup Revolution, Eco Tools. There are so many brands that have really good eye brush sets where you're gonna get more than 3 eye brushes for less than like $12. Also the lipstick, honestly, this is not my cup of tea for a lipstick. But again, like, what are we talking? You're telling me those 3 little eye brushes, a bland makeup bag, and a lipstick is worth $60 extra? What? Before tax? Before tax, Huda? What? No, absolutely not. This is just a complete cash grab. Like, if you're gonna buy $125 worth of stuff, they should have just made it all like a makeup collection. Like, I wish that they had, instead of those brushes, they had like a blush that was shaped like a rose, or take out those brushes and add in 2 more lipsticks. Like, make it like a whole thing of makeup, not just some makeup that you maybe kind of want and a bunch of random accessories that are not actually worth the value of what you're paying for them. Speaking of makeup sets, okay, so everything I just said about Huda, I take back when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury. This is an example of Huda didn't have enough makeup. Charlotte Tilbury is too fucking much. This is $375, and it is technically a $526 value. And if you are buying this to split with a friend, I think that's great. I think that's a good deal. If you are not, if you're buying makeup for yourself, right? Like, you're buying makeup for yourself, and that makeup comes in its own set of drawers, you're buying too much makeup at once. You're putting way too much in your life at one point in time. To pay like $400 after tax for this much makeup at one time to bring it all in, like some of this is not gonna get used. I think my thing about sets like this where there's just so much makeup is I think that truly, and this is how I used to be, like, I would see maybe half of the things in there were things that I genuinely had been wanting to try. So I was justifying it in my head because I was like, this half of the things that I genuinely want to try, like, I should buy this so I can get this half of the stuff, and then I'll just get to try new stuff from Charlotte Tilbury. I'll get to like test it all out and see if I like it. And what would end up happening is I would buy it and then I would only use the stuff that I genuinely wanted in the first place. So even though it seems like you're saving money and it seems like you're getting a really good value for what you're paying because you're getting all of this cool stuff that you can try and you're getting stuff you actually want, you're gonna save more money in the end if you just look at this picture and tally up the things that genuinely, not just like you're seeing out in this set, so you're like, oh, that'd be cool. The things you've been like genuinely already thinking about buying before you even knew this set existed. Like, if you saw this eyeshadow palette and lip gloss and you had really been thinking about buying those things beforehand, instead of spending $400 after tax on this, just go spend like $120 on the eyeshadow palette and the lip gloss. Those are the things that you actually have been thinking about, and those are the things that you are actually going to use. This is too much makeup for any one person to reasonably use. I guess technically if you like are just starting out in makeup and you want to like really get your start, honestly, if you're just starting out in makeup, I wouldn't be buying Charlotte Tilbury. Oh my God, you're still learning how to do everything. Just go buy some like more affordable products and like play around with them and have fun with them. The last thing, and I fell for this hard when I was first getting into makeup because I thought that I needed like the bougie stuff to really be able to do makeup. Like, I was like, if I just had that expensive eyeshadow palette, I would crush it. I didn't. It was just something I was really worried about breaking all the time, and something I low-key felt bad using because it was so expensive and I didn't know how to use it properly. Even if this is something you're like, well, I want to get into makeup, why don't I just buy all this makeup at once to like build up my collection? You could spend a fraction of this price, build up your makeup with really good quality products that are going to work well for you, and then be able to just enjoy those products and like have fun creating and learning with them. So I can't see how for anybody other than people that are splitting this set, this being worth the money completely. Like, I just can't see it. I guess the other thing I could see is like if you're a big stan of Charlotte Tilbury and you're like rebuying all these products, but even then, that is such a hefty, $400 is so much money. Feels like it's like a really hard pill to swallow to spend that on makeup, especially Charlotte Tilbury makeup, which, don't get me wrong, I like some of the makeup, but some of it's also very hit or miss. And also a lot of this is lip products. To spend that much money is like, yeah, no. Don't need it, not gonna buy it. Okay, finally. This is not a set per se, but this is something, God, I've missed making makeup content. At the time that you guys are gonna see this, I've already made like probably makeup content in November, but this is my first real video filming makeup stuff again. And I have missed talking about makeup just because I have missed being able to talk about things like this. I saw this and I wanted more than anything to speak about it. This is the Gucci, I'm not even gonna try to embarrass myself by pronouncing it, eyeshadow palette. It is $150. Now I will tell you, I want the artwork that is on the front of this palette hanging in my home. I think that they killed it on the packaging. Beautiful, it's stunning. It looks so good. Like it genuinely is aesthetically gorgeous. Gucci, for me, knocks it out of the park with their makeup packaging. The products, bad. Like, what is this eyeshadow palette? What are these colors? Why did they put a pastel blue with a rust red color with all of these dry looking shimmers? Like, this is probably color story wise one of my least favorite palettes that I have seen come out in 2021. I'm not kidding. Like, I have never went from loving something so intensely as I did to loving the front of this palette to then opening it up and seeing what's inside and just absolutely despising a color story. Like, I have never seen a color story that makes this little sense, is so not thought out, and is just such a blatant cash grab. Like, I've never seen something this blatantly a cash grab before. I think Kimberly Clark really said this best in one of her anti-hauls. Long live the queen, Kimberly Clark. I think she said it really best when she was talking about luxury brands making their way into makeup. She was basically saying how dope it would be if luxury brands could just like do what they do in fashion, but like in their makeup brands. She was saying how like if Marc Jacobs was doing these like neon only palettes that were like all different shades of neon orange, like it would be weird and crazy and different, and like maybe some people wouldn't buy it because it's too weird and crazy and different, but at least it would be something that's like high fashion, editorial, on brand for what their fashion houses are doing. For some reason, there's such a large disconnect between sort of luxury fashion houses and luxury makeup brands. And I don't know why that is. And like aesthetic and vibe, Gucci is kind of low-key ugly. And not in the way that this eyeshadow palette is ugly, like these colors are ugly. Their clothing is just like weird. It's eccentric. It's kind of supposed to be ugly. And while I personally hate that, I know a lot of people that love it and think that's what makes them such a great fashion house. To me, if they were gonna go with something that was like supposed to be sort of weird and different and on brand for what Gucci is, I feel like they could have picked a really interesting color story that would have just made way more sense. This was so disappointing. I really loved the front of that. Would I ever have paid $150 for it, knowing what I know about like Gucci and their formulas? No. However, I really, really love the front. I'm just gonna buy some artwork that looks like that. Call it a day. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. That was Glowmas Day 1 completed. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or dislike, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of Glowmas, and I'm so excited. I have so many different things planned. I'm so excited for you guys to see all the content. And yeah, make sure you check out my social justice spotlight down below for the entire month of December. I have a lot of different stuff linked about how you can help and donate this holiday season and just in general give back. All of them great organizations. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow for Glowmas Day 2.